Hey everyone, this is Russell and I'm welcoming you back to the Instant Traffic Hacks program. We're going to be talking right now about how to double your traffic through banner ads and media buying. So right now, the last video I kind of talked about all the research and how you reverse engineer where traffic's coming from. You see what ads people have, what their landing pages are, what they're offering, all those core things you need to know to really create an offer that's going to convert well. So after you know those things and you've gone back and you kind of built out your funnel and things to model what's working, and you've you know where the traffic is at that you're going to go after. The next step now is we need to create your banner and we need to go and place your very first order. Now, this is the way that we do it is different from the way some people do it. A lot of people go directly to ad networks like AdBlade or ClickBooth or Yahoo, MSN, some of these other ad networks. But the problem is if you don't have a campaign that's proven to convert, you can lose literally tens, if not $20,000, $30,000 very, very quick. In fact, we've done that more than once as we were trying to learn this whole process. We'd go to some of these ad networks and run our ads and didn't know what was working, what creative, what types of pages, the demographic, all those things we talked about in the last video we didn't know. And so because of that, these ad networks will just keep driving your ad like crazy and you just keep losing money. And some people hit it, but a lot of people, majority of people don't. And so this way that we're showing you is a lot safer and should give you the ability to test things at a smaller level and find out what's working before you ever go into any of the big ad networks. In fact, for us right now, we very rarely even go in the ad networks. We mostly do this direct media buying kind of the way that I'm going to be showing you. So let me dive into this. So the first thing we'll talk about are your banners. Now, there are different banner sizes, right? There's the long leaderboards, there's side banners, a whole bunch of different ones, but the majority of ours are always 300 by 250. And I didn't know that at first. I used to go and create, there's like 5 or 6 different banner ad sizes, so I'd get those created for every single thing we were doing, and it was just costing me tons of money. And I finally realized that the sweet spot is the 300 by 250. So we just do those first, and then after we find one that works really awesome, we may go back and build out all the other ones. But the reality is we pretty much just focus on those. Okay, so that's the first thing here is that's the size of banners to be working. Now, next thing I talk about, or I like to figure out, what are the banner styles. And so as I've been kind of going through this, I've been kind of keeping track of the different styles, and I've broken it down to kind of 11 styles that I like. And so I'll show you the styles that I try to get done. So one of them is an editorial style, where it looks like, basically just looks like it came out of like an article, right? So there's my editorial style. Then I have my video style, which I like this one a lot, my video style. Then we got our tabloid style. Looks like it was ripped from the tabloids. So there's that one there. Then we've got our handwriting style that are kind of more that look like they were kind of sketched out, which is grab people really well. You can see those. You can see some niches I'm in by just looking at the samples I'm showing you guys. Here's a cartoon style. Again, with both these banner ads, you're looking, as I show you these, notice the ones that like jump out. Like if you saw this on a page, you're like, what in the world is that, right? It kind of jumps out at you. Cartoon style. Here's another cartoon style one. I can look at these kind of all day long. These are fun. Another cartoon style. Now here's more cartoon but symptom based. So what's happening inside of you, kind of pointing to what's wrong, what might be hurting. Then we have survey style. These survey ones work awesome where people think they're clicking on a survey. I think I showed you some of those in the last video as well. So these work really good. Mini article style. It's like a little mini article. Then we got a reverse type, which is like the black or the white text on the black background. Then we've got our classified ad style. Looks like a little classified ad. And then we've got our PPV pop-up style. This is kind of like the video style, but with this PPV is bigger. So those are the different types of ads I usually try to create when I'm kind of going through this, or the styles of ads. Okay, let me shrink these down. So that should give you just ideas. You're kind of thinking like, what are my banner ads gonna look like? Usually it's one of those 11 styles. So what I usually do is I find the one that I like the most, and I'll do that one first, and then we'll build other variations, and I'll kind of show you that here in a minute. So the first is the type of banners. Next thing I do is I typically, for my very first banner ad set, I go to $20banners.com because I think their designers are amazing. And so what I'll do, let me show you. So I go to $20 banners, log in, and then you can buy banners. They say they're $20, but they have all these upsells and upgrades, and it ends up usually costing you a little more than that. But I usually do is I'll go and I'll buy my very first banner ad through them. And notice a lot of these are the wrong sizes. So this is that I was doing a lot of them, but here's one. So here's one we did for our neuropathy product. Oops, let me see, 320 by 250. So there you go. So there's one of ours that we had done. And so what I would typically do is I would come in $20 banners, and I'd pick 3 or 4 styles that I like, and I'll pay these guys to do 3 or 4 styles just to create the initial ones, because again, I think their quality is really, really amazing. But it does end up costing quite a bit of money. Like, it's not, each of these sets cost $100 or so. So I usually get one done. See, here's my PPV style ones. See if I can do it in a way you guys can see them better. Yeah, like that style. It's got headline, video. Anyway, so these guys usually do my first variation of one, right? And then after that, usually after I've got one kind of design done that's nice, then I'll go and get the rest of them done a lot cheaper. And what I usually use to get mine are freelancer.com. I go post a project on Freelancer. So this one, I posted $30 for, how many banners did I want? I wanted like, in fact, I don't know if you guys can see the actual project. Yes, here's the brief. I said, I need a 300 by 250 and a 665 by 500 version of each of these banners, 2 images, each of those headlines, so a total of 8 banners. So basically I need 8 banners, and I'm only paid $30 for it. So that's what I paid this dude. He came in, and literally within an hour these were done. So I paid him $30, and then he popped out, and you can see all these banners he did for me really quick there. Okay, we took our winning Facebook ad. As you can tell here, took our winning Facebook ad. Use the headline from it, the image from it, and turn it into a banner ad. And right now, this is one of the banner ads we're running and we're testing. Okay, but this way I can get things done a lot faster and cheaper. And so usually, again, for me, I usually with $20 banners get the first one done, and then over here to Freelancer, just get a whole bunch more done very, very quickly and cheaply. Okay, and there are tons of people that would have done it for, I ran this project for maybe 10 minutes, and I had all those people do it. So you can get banners done very, very quick and easy through sites like that. So that's how you create your banners initially. Now again, what I would typically do is I would try to get maybe 10 or so banners done at 300 by 250, and again, each of them a different style, and I'll show you why that's important here in a minute. All right, number 2 is you're gonna do your first initial test. And so what we did is from the stuff we did in the first video, where you kind of find out where the sites that your other people's traffic is running on. Now all we're going to do is we're going to go back directly to those sites and try to buy directly from them. Now most of these sites, if you scroll to the bottom, are going to have some kind of link that says advertise, webmaster, something like that, and you click on that, and usually they're going to have some kind of media kit. Okay, if other people are buying banner ads on their sites, it means you can buy ads as well. Sometimes they broker them out through a third party, but a lot of times, the majority of the times, they're selling ads directly, and so you can go just to those sites, contact them, find out who who's in charge of selling ads over there. You might need to call them up on the phone sometimes. Sometimes you do a little research, but you can find them. And after you know that, then you just come back and you're going to call them on the phone. It's just kind of similar to the solo ad. If you watch the solo ad videos now, you're going to talk to the list owner or talk to the list broker, and you're going to negotiate, and you're going to buy ads from it. It's very similar in this situation, except for you're buying banner ads as opposed to email ads. Okay. Now, initially, we want to test this small. We don't want to go again to an ad network like a lot of people do and go buy ads on 10 million sites. You want to start this small, and you're going to test out just 3 to 5 different sites. And the reason why it's important not just to do one site, it's kind of similar to solo ads. Like if you go and you rent a list and it doesn't work, you may think that either your offer doesn't work or the landing page or whatever, but it might just be the list. Okay. Sometimes, look at our supplement. I would say probably 90% of the lists work for us, but 10% of the lists don't work. And so if we were to have only bought one of those 10% the very first time, we'd have thought what we had was a complete failure, right? So it's important to have multiple different lists just to try out. So depending on your budget, I'd try at least 3 to 5 different sites for your initial test. And then the second thing is you're going to need those 10 banners we talked about, because sometimes maybe your landing page works good and your offer works good and the site works good, but your banner ad's just not going to work. And you don't know that until you test it. So that's why I like doing 10 different variations, 10 different styles of each of my banner ads, and I can plug it in there and let people and let kind of we'll let the traffic run, and I'll talk about it here in a second. But let traffic run, you find out which banners are going to be the best. Because not all banners are going to work. Maybe 1 out of 10 or maybe 2 out of 10 are going to work, and the other ones you look at and they're going to be complete failures. The click-through rate's not high, and all the other things, and so you got to get good at just kind of testing and finding out what's going to work. Okay? So my goal with this test is to get something to work. After I do this first test, I want to find out which site worked and which banner ad was the one that worked the best. Okay, that's kind of the goal of this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the banner ads for a 2x conversion value. So what that means, let's say you have a product, let's say it sells for $100. Okay, so what a lot of people do is they'll spend $50 on banner ads and they'll shut it down. Like, oh, nobody bought. But the reality is you've got to run it longer than that. So what we usually do is about a 2-time run value. So if our product sells for $100, I'm going to be willing to spend $200 on one banner ad. Okay, that's the key there, on one banner ad before I declared either a winner or a loser. Okay, if I spent $200 and I haven't broken even yet, or if I'm losing money, I'm going to stop that banner ad. I'm going to kill that banner ad, pull it out of the queue, and move on. Push to another one. Okay, I'll show you on the next slide what we do is we use an ad server. So what will happen is I'll place this code on a site, and it's going to rotate through my 10 different banners, and really quickly I'm going to find out which ones are working, which ones aren't working, and then like I said, after you've done about 2 times your conversion value on a banner ad, and if it's not profitable, then you kill it, and you kill it, and you keep killing them, and you'll quickly weed out, and eventually going through this process, you're hoping to find 1 or 2 winners. Okay, so that's kind of how the testing process actually works. All right, now your very first purchase, this is where a lot of people get kind of intimidated, but it's going to be good. Again, some of the keys here is you want to test small. You want to do 300 by 250 banner ads, and you want to be above the fold. Okay, some places will sell you banner ads that are on the bottom of the site in a spot you can never find, and that's not what you want. You want to be above the fold, right? And so that's very important. Next thing is, obviously, you're never going to pay a rate card. That's kind of what the pricing they put out there for people who don't negotiate, and they never make any money on their deals. So you got to be a smart marketer, and basically you're going to negotiate and say, look, the typical way that we kind of present it is we say, hey, this is the deal. We don't, we're direct response marketers, and if this works well, then we have an infinite budget to scale it infinitely. If it doesn't work well, then we need to cut it fast. And so what we want to do is we just want to test this. So I need you to give me the best testing price you have, just so we can see if it's going to work. Okay, you kind of approach it that way. They say, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm not going to screw him over with rate card. I'll give him an actual good price because I love for this to work, because if it works, then he'll be buying from me every single week, every single month. And so that's kind of some of the ways that we kind of negotiate that. Okay, other couple things is you want even delivery. First time we did this, I did not know that, and so all of our, we bought, I don't know, a couple thousand, $3,000 or $4,000 worth of banner ads. We sent it out there, and literally within like, I don't know, 3 hours, everything was spent and it was done. And we didn't even have time to track it or see what was happening or see what was working or not working. We didn't know if it was the time of day. We didn't know if it was the time of the day of the week. We didn't know. There's so much stuff you don't know. In fact, for example, on Facebook, it's really interesting that like from Monday till Friday during working hours is when I believe that's the stat. Between our working hours, Monday through Friday, is when our we get customers that are the cheapest for us to acquire and the best quality customers. And then on weekends, it costs more and we get worse quality customers. Okay, I think part of it is because the people we are typically trying to attract are people that own their own companies, and so from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday is when they're at the office working and trying to figure out how to grow their company. And then the weekends they're hanging out with their family and their kids, where the people that are trying to start a business on the weekends is where they're not at work and they're trying to figure out how to start a business. And so for us, our better customer is 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, because that's when the business owners are working. And so we found that by not running ads on weekends for our market, it actually did better. Okay, and that's something if you don't know now, you're going to learn while you're going through this. If you don't do this even delivery stuff, you could get 100,000 visitors on Thursday, and 100,000 visitors on a Sunday, and it didn't work, and you don't know if that's just because all of your target customers weren't there, or maybe they're showing you ads at 3 a.m, so all the traffic's coming from third world countries. There's so many different variables, and so like having even delivery, where it's kind of spread out. We like putting a frequency cap on it so that somebody's not seeing the banner ad a million times in a row, right? If otherwise, I'm just wasting my money. If someone comes to the site, every page they go on, they see my ad, and I'm paying every single time this ad pops up in there. And so obviously, I want a frequency cap. So the frequency cap means how many times in a 24-hour period of time can they see that banner ad. So 1 out of 24 means once every day they can see the banner ad, no more than that. Okay. And so those are some of the keys, you guys, and with any kind of advertising, the first time you do it, it's kind of scary, and there's a lot of unknowns, and you're just not quite sure about it. But it's literally this process. After you kind of understand it, it's almost the same as buying a solo ad in an email list. And I think for the most part, most of the people that we work with have gotten more and more comfortable with that. Where you go, you find a list or a list broker, you buy an ad, you write 2 or 3 emails, you email creative, you give it to them, they test, they send it out, and they split the send. So a third of it goes to each version of the swipe email that you wrote for them. You test to see what subject line works, what headlines, what body copy, and from that, after you spend, say, $2,500 an ad, and you watch and you say, okay, if I spent $2,500, how much did I make? Oh crap, I lost 1,000. Or oh great, I made 10,000. And you just kind of do it, and then you test the next one and the next one, and that's kind of how you do solo ads. Banner ads are the same kind of thing, you guys. You're just dealing with people, but instead of putting an ad in their email newsletter, you're putting an ad on their website. And typically, again, the size banner ad that's working is 300 by 250. It's above the fold. Again, you're trying to get the price as low as you can. You want an out clause in case it's not working. And those are some of the kind of things to focus on. Okay. Now let me show you guys. I might have showed this in the first video, but I want to show you again. So I showed you guys samples of all these banners that I've liked, right? So you look at these and you kind of get ideas of the styles. The styles that are working out there. And so if you look over here for us, here are a whole bunch of banner ads that we have in the testing queue right now. So I got 23 of them we're testing. So I'm kind of addicted to this, obviously. So we have a bunch that we're running. We've got hand sketch ones. We've got, in fact, I think I scrolled the bottom. You can see bigger versions. Yeah, we got these ones here that look like a video. Boom, the reverse image here. The animated ones, hand sketch ones, cartoon ones, hand drawn ones, more medical looking ones, more like looks like an article. Looks like a quiz, reverse type, quiz, video, reverse type, another version of video with more of a red background. One showing like a picture of one of our herbs, cartoon version. See how I just tons of different ones I'm testing out because I have no idea which one's going to work, which one's not going to work. And pretty soon after you run these, you're going to find out that like, hey, this one's the winner. Maybe this one's the winner. But one of these is going to be the winner for you. So after you find out what the winners are, let's say I run all 23 of these, and I find out that most of them are break even, but this one right here, man, this one is my sweet spot. Now I take this winning ad that we know wins, and I go out here and I come back. Oops, excuse me. I come back here. So these 3 to 5 sites. Now I can go back to those 3 to 5 sites. And maybe sites I didn't run yet that I found, and I run just that winning ad on it, and all of a sudden now that one becomes super profitable because I'm not wasting money on the 9 or 10 other banners that aren't converting. We're just focusing on the converting one. Okay, and after you have one that's converting, now you can come back and try to create new ones. Because one thing about banner ads that's interesting is that they kind of people keep going to the same websites over and over again, so they have a lifespan. So after a couple months, it'll stop working, then you got to create another banner and another banner. So it's kind of this game of you keep making new creatives and putting them out there, and as soon as you get one of the hits, boom, you run it, and you start running in all the sites across the platforms, and keep running it till it starts kind of wearing out and dying, and then boom, you get the next one in there, and you run that till it's dead, and you do the next one. So that's kind of the process, and it's really a fun and exciting game after you learn how it works. Okay. Now one more tool you need to get. You don't have to get it, but it'll make your job a million times easier. You just need an ad server. So some of the ad servers we've used in the past are like Ad Shuffle, Site Scout, Zito. These are all ad servers. And what an ad server is basically it's a service that will run your banner ads for you. Okay. So what that means is you take those 10 banner ads, you go to Ad Shuffle or Site Scout, and use their ad server, and you upload all 10 or 11 of those banners to your thing, right? And then what they'll do is this site will give you a little code, and that's the code you're going to give back to this website owner. So the person says, okay, I want to, you agree, okay, we're going to run a test, it's going to be $1,000, we're going to get this, and you negotiate all, and he says, okay, send me your banner ads. You go to your Ad Shuffle account, you upload all your banner ads, and you give him this one piece of code, and then he puts that on their site. And then this code will start shuffling through your 10 different banner ads, and very quickly it'll show you which ones are winning and losing and that kind of a thing. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So it kind of does all the manual work for you. You see how many, and it'll show you like this banner ad had this many clicks, this one had this many clicks, this one had this many clicks, this one had this many sales. And so really quickly say, well, this one got the most clicks, but this one got the most sales. And again, in real time, it's kind of exciting. You watch there and you'll start seeing boom, 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 there's our winner. And so having an ad server is important. Now, they're kind of, I'm not going to lie, for whatever reason, so far there hasn't been a company that made that has created software that the ad serving software is super easy to use. So they're all kind of a pain, but they all have support people you can use. So if you pick whichever one you pick, just contact the person, and I would definitely have them walk you through it, because they are kind of confusing. They're not super intuitive, unfortunately. They should be a lot easier. Maybe someday we'll create an ad server, because the process, what they're doing is very simple. But for whatever reason, they make the setup very complicated. So just, again, whichever company you decide to go with, contact their support and have them walk you through the setup process of it. Unfortunately, we can't support all the different ad servers because there's a lot of them out there. But these are the ones we've had the most experience with and that we recommend for our customers. All right, you guys. So that's pretty much the core of the banner ad media buying. Okay, it all comes down to step one, like we talked about in the first video, is finding out where's that traffic at, where are those people hanging out, where are they congregating, and then what things are currently working. And you click on all the ads like I showed you and find out what the landing pages are, and after you've kind of figured that out and you see what works, then you reverse engineer and you use that to build out your sales funnel the right way. Then you create the banner ads, you buy the ads directly on the sites, and you get it to work there. And then after you've gone through this process, you guys, what we recommend and what we still do is just we buy direct from sites. But after there comes a point where it gets cumbersome to manage 100 or 200 or 300 sites, right? And that's when you can start working with different ad networks. And ad networks are basically they're like a network. They work with all these sites as a whole, and so you can come in and work just with the ad network, and then buy directly on the actual websites. And long term, that's a better strategy, but short term, it's the worst strategy, because short term, you're putting your ad up there and you're running it across, instead of 3 to 5 sites, you're testing small. You're testing it maybe on 100 sites or 500 sites or 1,000 sites, and you got your 2 to 3 banner ads in each one, and it's very, very hard to find out what's going to work. Okay, again, our goal is to get something working. It's just a hard process to get that in an ad network. Whereas buying direct, you can get that a lot quicker, a lot easier. And after hey, of the 3 sites we ran, this type of site it worked the best on, and then this is the creative that worked the best. Now you go to an ad network and say, look, this is the site that worked the best. Let's find ones that are very similar demographics to this. And this is the ad that worked the best. Let's model this ad for the other things. Now you have a much better success chance inside of the actual ad network. But for most of you guys, until you're past about $1 million to $2 million a year in sales, I would just keep going direct to sites. And at that point, that point is where I would start looking at maybe branching out and focusing more on ad networks. Okay, so that's about it, you guys. What I recommend you do is let's go out there and just find the first 3 sites you want to buy an ad on and just go through the process, test it out. It'll be scary, it'll be exciting, but after you see it and you kind of cut your teeth on it, you're like, man, that wasn't that bad, it was exciting, I want to do it again. And so that's what I want for all of you guys. All right, so thanks again, and hope you're enjoying the instant traffic hacks. Each of these hacks can drive a ton of traffic to your business, so make sure you implement each of them one at a time, and we'll go from there. Thanks, everybody.